action-adventure game where you get to do what it takes to survive. Here, we have the devs from Studio Wildcard, Jordan and Cedric.
Hello, hello.
Hey, how's it going? Hello, hello.
Hi, you guys. We've been anticipating you.
Happy to be here.
Have they been nice in the chat? Hopefully they have been.
They've been nice. They've been nice. They are very excited. Okay. Would you mind introducing yourselves to the chat so, they can get all the tea?
Sure. I'm Jordan. I'm a producer here at Grove Street Games. We're working on Ark, the Ultimate Survivor Edition for Nintendo Switch right now.
And hi. I am Cedric. I'm the lead community manager for Survive the Ark, Studio Wildcard, and I love dinosaurs.
I love that for you. Do you have a favorite dinosaur?
Oh man, I think the community knows the Spino is probably my favorite dinosaur.
Okay. Well, before we get into the meat and bones, I would love to see some of the gameplay first, and then I have tons of questions to ask you both.
Let's get right into it. So right here, you're seeing Scorched Earth, the expansion map, running on Switch for the first time ever. We just filmed this gameplay footage a few days ago, and yeah, we're really proud of the results so far. We're going to get into building right here in a second, and you can see right away the Adobe structures. Cedric, I think you've got some experience with Adobe there.
Yeah, I think everybody, or maybe not everybody knows, but a lot of people know Adobe might be my favorite structure set, and it's probably because I created the first Adobe set for Ark. So it's I have a little bit of pride in this material. I think it really showcases some of the work that's been done by the Grove Street team. You can see the fidelity of the textures on this. It looks a lot better than my Adobe set, I must admit, but this is definitely my favorite set.
And right here is our playtester here is placing some structures. You can see the new virtual cursor that we've put in the menus. So this is kind of like a magnetized mouse. So it's giving players on consoles the same freedom that a PC player would have with a mouse. But this makes navigating the menus much easier. You'll see that the mouse will kind of snap to your selections a little bit. And yeah, our testers here in the office have just been having a ball with the virtual cursor lately. And yeah, we really
can't wait for players to get their hands on that. Honestly huge because, a lot of the community feedback that we received on Switch had to do with things like this. It had to do with things like graphic fidelity, usability, quality of life improvements, and a lot of these things that are being added right now and we're seeing right now are things that the community was very passionate about. So it's cool to see Grove Street take that under their wing and really address these things.
And that's exactly what we're trying to tackle. I mean, you look right here, you can see some of the lighting work we've done. If you take a look at those shadows on the ground, you can see how it's all really coming together. Every single criticism that people had of the original Switch port, we are addressing and making better.
And we can see
so here we've
pile of dinosaurs here. What's your favorite, Jordan?
I mean, I'm personally a big fan of the wyvern right there. You can't go wrong when you're talking about Scorched Earth, dealing with the wyverns. We'll get a lovely look at its face right here. Yeah, there we go.
In the textures, it's funny because I was a part of the original rollout for the Nintendo Switch, and I remember showcasing this to press, to media, and they really could not believe that we got the entire game on the Switch. I mean, they were literally spot checking the engrams, and they were checking to make sure that everything they thought was in Ark was in there. So it's really cool to see that not only did we get the entire game on there, but Grove Street is taking it to the next level, and they're improving the experience for our community.
Yeah, I mean, that's one area that we really specialize in. If you look at our history of what we've worked on, and even just looking back to Ark Mobile, we're very, we like to take on technical challenges. And with Ark Mobile, we took what was once a 70 plus gigabyte game and got that down to 2 gigabytes on mobile phones and optimized it to run great. And it's the same kind of thing that we're doing here, working from the original Ark code base to bring this to Switch.
I mean, having seen having played and experienced the original Ark on Switch, it's kind of hard to believe just looking at this that this is actually Switch footage. I'm speaking personally.
This is crazy.
When I see this and knowing what Ark was on Switch, it's just amazing what we're looking at.
Thanks. Yeah, it's been a lot of hard work, and we're not done yet. This is still in development, so it's only going to keep getting better. Right here, we're doing a little fly around on the Lamantria. This is a good opportunity to check out some of the work we've done on LODs. So that for some people who aren't familiar with that term, that's essentially like the different levels of graphical fidelity you'll get on something like foliage or rocks as you get closer to it. And right here you can see some of the performance with all of the effects on screen and engaging in battle, and the game's just handling it super great.
Wow. Yeah, this is insane. Oh my goodness. I really can't believe this is on Switch.
Yeah, and it's the entire expansion of Scorched Earth. A lot of players that are on Switch right now may not have experienced Scorched Earth, so you know they're going to get to experience this, you know, when this launches. And I think it's such a great showcase for everything the team has done here because it's such a beautiful map, and it's a challenging map as well. So I think people are going to have a fun time jumping in and getting involved in this.
Yeah,
Thanks,
I really appreciate. Oh, my mistake. I really appreciate y'all taking the community's feedback into account. And I know you both touched on it briefly, but could you tell us more in depth about some of the bug fixes that y'all have been doing?
Sure. So just to hit every point, we're talking better resolution in docked and handheld mode, better frame rate, much better loading times, better lighting across the board. We've even got light shafts working
Mm.
for those of you who are into the nitty gritty of all the Ark lighting details.
Really?
We've got better shadows, textures
Wait, is that
across
a
the board,
wyvern?
LODs, as I mentioned. I mean, we're just hitting every nail on the head.
I just wanted to point out, sorry to interrupt, I did see a wyvern. I think that's important for a lot of Ark players. I know that a lot of Ark players love wyverns, so I didn't want to interrupt, but I did just want to point out that for a brief second we saw a wyvern in the corner. And
There
now
we
we're
go.
getting to see it.
There's our wyvern right there.
I'm sure this is going to be, a big point for the community. They love their wyverns, and being able to see this on Switch, seeing it fly around like this, yeah, it's amazing. I'm excited. I'm excited to get this in the hands of the community, honestly.
Are there any Switch control improvements that we can be looking out for?
Yes, that's one area that we're focusing on. We were careful. We don't want to make really any changes to the actual design of the game. We are just trying to bring the Ark PC experience to Switch. But when it comes to controls, we've done a bit of refinement, all things with just quality of life and ease of use in mind. So the virtual cursor is a big one that I mentioned, but also right here on the screen, you can see that we've reduced the hotbar down to 8 slots to make navigation when you're using the actual controls a lot better and a lot more fluid. We've done a few other changes to the control scheme, which some eagle-eyed users may notice if they want to pay attention to our testers' hands here, but we'll release all those details a little closer to launch. And then UI as well. A lot of our current Switch players will probably be happy to point out that some of the text is a bit hard to read, especially when you're in handheld mode, and we're addressing all of that.
Was the public feedback one of the main inspirations to evolve the game as far as these updates and these new features?
Yeah, for sure. It was certainly some of that initial public reaction to the original base game that caused Wildcard to approach us and ask us to take another shot at this and really give players what they do. That's why we're bringing all of the expansion maps to Switch. So by the time we're done, which will be midway through 2023 right now, this will have parity with PC and PS4 and Xbox and Stadia.
Okay, exciting. I do have to. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I can't explain how happy this makes me as the community manager. Because for a long time, I would see a lot of these, things coming from the community, people expressing their concerns, asking me for updates, asking me where it's going. And, there's a lot of things behind the scenes that I can't always comment on. And this was one of those things. The team was behind the scenes thinking about ways that we could improve this, bring the best product for the community, and I couldn't really speak on it, so it was really hard for me to be quiet that amount of time. So now that this is out, now that they're getting to see this, I'm really excited because I can talk about the good things that are coming. Like you said, all of the expansion maps, That's going to be huge. Community maps. That's also a really big thing for Switch. So there's a lot of things that's coming that people are going to be really excited for.
I have to ask, how much will this cost?
Well, I don't believe we have final pricing for the Survivor Edition yet, but I can say that the base game is a free upgrade to everyone who already owns Ark, and even for that matter, anyone who buys it now before release date. So all of these improvements that we're showing on the Scorched Earth map here, these also apply to the island in the base game, and all the players are going to get that upgrade for absolutely free. All of their save progress is going to carry forward. Nobody has to worry about missing out on saves that they've already started.
And that's big.
That's
I mean,
great. Yeah, that's crazy.
The fact that you already own the game and you're essentially going to get you're going to get shot into the future with these new graphics and all the it's pretty big. That we're not leaving the people that supported us out. If you bought the game and you supported us on Switch to begin with, we're also going to be backing you up and giving you this upgrade. Along with some other things that are going to be on the Switch version. The big thing that, I'm excited to tell the community is that David Tennant and Maddie Madden are going to be doing the voiceover for all the dossiers, all the Explorer notes. Currently in game, for those that don't know, they're currently just graphics that people can read and they get shared across social media. But now they're actually going to have voiceover to support those. And I don't know if you've heard the voice acting of these two legends. It gives me chills being able to hear some of this stuff. So I'm just really excited about that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And on that note, another great thing we've got coming is our Explorers mode, which is essentially a separate version of the game just for kids. And this will be included in the base game for absolutely free. So this is another thing that owners of that base game can look forward to getting. And so essentially what we've done is made a separate, smaller version of the island that is got all the violence and all the complex RPG mechanics stripped out, and it's suitable just for young kids to play. They get to go around and discover different dinosaurs. They're going to learn actual real-world facts about them when they unlock these dinos. And we've got the whole mode being voiced by Maddie Madden as HLNA as well.
That's just insane. I know.
Really is.
I was gonna say to piggyback on you, just having like very good and like iconic voice actors within the game just makes that experience much more immersive and really makes you feel like you're a part of the journey, beyond just playing, but just like audibly as well. So like kudos to you. That's incredible. I did want to ask you guys, what is the release schedule looking like? I'm sure the audience wants to know.
Yeah, so we've got the base game and Scorched Earth coming out in September, and then our plan is to release another expansion map every other month after that. So players have got the rest of 2022 and all of 2023 to look forward to getting new maps at regular clips all throughout the year, and we'll be supporting the game that whole time. So any necessary bug fixes or other things like that, I mean, we're here back in this game for a
lot of art content to keep them, to give them something to do. And Jordan, I don't know if we mentioned there's going to be new cinematics in this version, right?
Ooh,
we're not going to say exactly what we can. If you don't, Ark is a little shrouded in mystery.
Okay.
We like to let people speculate a little bit, right? So we did want to throw that out there.
Give me an adjective of what we
Jordan,
can expect.
give her an adjective.
We need something.
I'm just gonna. We can just let you know that David Tennant and Matt Madden are reprising their roles, and they are going to film some wonderful things to really bring the story together. Like I said, we want it to be a surprise.
Okay, so wonderful is what I'm hearing. Wonderful.
Wonderful, and it's big for the community because the community really loves these cinematic expansions to the game. We do what we call ascensions at the end of a lot of maps, and it's kind of a cinematic story experience where you see what's in preview for the next chapter. So we don't want to spoil too much, but it's going to be really fun for the players to see.
Yeah, so what I'm hearing, there's a lot more things we can expect down the line with expansions and so forth. We have to be patient for it, correct?
Patience is a virtue. Still learning it, but
Is there anything you think the fans will be most excited to see? And what are you both personally most excited to see when this does reach everybody?
Well, that's a tough one, right? I mean, I'm excited. You get the blinders on when you work on a project, right? You're just excited about the whole thing. But for me, I mean, really, I think it's the fidelity of this game. I mean, the more we've been working on it, the more I'm just blown away at the work our team's doing every day. It looks phenomenal. These are that core Ark fans already know, but now they get to experience them on the Switch in the palm of their hands, and that's just really exciting for us that you can take such a huge experience on the go
anywhere,
you know?
Essentially.
Yeah.
I think personally, I think the community is probably just going to be, especially for people that own the current copy of the game, going from that copy to this copy. I think the night and day difference in the experience that they're going to have playing this game, I think is going to rejuvenate a lot of those feelings that they had when they first picked it up. And again, with all the new content, the new maps, I think it's going to create a brand new Ark experience for people, on Switch. And that's what I'm excited for.
Oh, that's really cool. It's almost like a brand new journey to kind of get obsessed with. I love that. Now, I know you touched on it briefly, but when will players get their first hands-on experience?
Well, that will actually be at PAX West coming up in September. So we're happy to announce that we'll be there, and we are going to have an entire booth just dedicated to Ark on Switch. So please come out to PAX West if you can make it, and you'll be able to get your hands on this for the very first time.
Well, we have a question from chat. Are y'all down to answer? I know it depends on the question,
Sure.
but
Hey, we're pretty good at deflecting, so I think we'll take it.
Okay, so this is a question from Grumpus88. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. I am so sorry. Okay. Sorry, Grump. Can I call you Grump? Okay. But since we're asking how it runs, 30 frames per second, big dips, that's the biggest issue with the original. Is there anything you can speak upon currently with that?
I can say that you're not going to be experiencing those. We've got it running very stable. I don't want to throw out an FPS number quite yet, as we're still in development right now. I'm sure some people would love to take this video and try and count frames.
And they will.
And they will, and that's fine.
Be patient
yes,
with us.
certainly running at 30 is a goal of ours, and getting it as close to that as we can. And we'll certainly be talking about that a bit more as we get closer to release and really finalize all of our performance updates.
Amazing. I have another question from our beautiful chat audience, and this one's from Jade Play Games. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that one correctly. Any plans for Young Explorer mode? I'm gonna rehash that. I can speak English. Any plans for Young Explorers modes on other platforms?
No plans yet, but certainly if you all love it when it comes out, please let us know. I mean, that's a possibility that that's a road we can go down if the players are asking for it, certainly. But as of now, we are just bringing it to Switch.
Okay, sweet. This might be a little bit more difficult to ask, but I know you're focusing on the game at the moment, but what about other expansion packs down the line?
As far as something new, well, I guess this is whatever the chat asked. But the plan is all of the maps that you know and love from Ark on PC and console are coming to Switch. We do not have any plans to bring any new expansions beyond that. We're just trying to bring it up to parity with what players experience right now on PC and Xbox, PlayStation, and Stadia. So all the same maps that you can experience there.
The chat looking for a Switch exclusive map or something?
I don't know. They've been hungry.
Seems like they're pushing for some They're already getting the voiceover and all the great voice acting. I mean, that's going to be pretty good. But no, we're paying attention.
Well, thank you so much. That was a lot of exciting news. Is there any last words, Jordan and Cedric, you would like to say to the fans, and just anything we can expect?
for me, I would just like to say to our Ark Switch community, I'm happy that you're getting to see this footage. I can't wait until it gets in your hand. I am happy that we've been able to bring this to you, and hopefully you really get to experience this in a new way with the work that Grove Street has done.
Yeah, to the Ark Switch players out there, thank you for standing by Ark for all this time, and we're about to bring you a product that we're really happy about. All the maps that you've been asking for are coming, and yeah, come check us out at PAX West in September, and follow us at Grove Street Games on Twitter. We'll be revealing some more gameplay over the coming months.
Well, it was a pleasure. We were hungry, so thank you for feeding us that information. I hope y'all have an amazing time at PAX West in September. So guys, make sure you check it out, and thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.